You need to prioritize your alignment. You need to prioritize the way that you actually want to live your life. But because it's been so accustomed to just do things for the sake of doing, you have put the things that you actually want and desire and the things that are going to make you feel like you're actually living on the back burner. The only way to live your best life is to do the things that are making you feel like you're living. And feeling like you're living and surviving are two completely different feelings. We've been so accustomed to being in survival mode, do things in order to feel safe. When you feel like you're living, most of the time it feels like you're taking a risk. It feels like you're going outside of your comfort zone. It feels like you're doing things that are not normal to you. And it's funny how those are the exact credentials for growth. Because if you want to get somewhere that you've never been to, if you want to experience something that you've never experienced before, you have to do things that you've never done. And when you do things you've never done, you are being someone that you've never been. That's the only way. That is the only way. And you need to figure out what behaviors, what actions do I need to do every single day that are not like the ones I'm used to? And you need to prioritize those things. When you do not prioritize what you want, the experience that you have, your happiness, your fulfillment, gets put at the bottom of the list by default because you're so focused on feeling safe. You're so focused on feeling comfortable. You're so focused on fulfilling basic needs. But the basic need that we all have is feeling fulfilled and feeling like there is a purpose for us doing all the things that we do, that there's a purpose for us actually being here. And when you know that what you're doing is in alignment with the way that you actually want to live your life, right? You don't care about what other people think. You don't care about, other things that you used to care about, because those things, you understand now that those things don't really matter. Like you deserve to have your needs met, right? You deserve to have the essentials met. You deserve not to have to stress over basic things that we all need to live. But there's no point in making that your forefront and prioritizing those essentials if you're not even living your life. Because then what are you doing it all for? I'm not saying to not do what you got to do to fulfill your needs, because we all have needs and they all need to be fulfilled. But that cannot be the focal point, top one thing that you focus on every single day. Because when you put your fulfillment and the experiences that you can create for yourself that make you feel like you're actually living your life at the bottom, that's why you walk around sad all the time. That's why you always feel so empty. You're not prioritizing you actually living your life. And in order to live your life, you need to prioritize the actions and that process and make that your focal point instead of fulfilling basic needs, because those are essential. You shouldn't even have to think about if they're going to get met or not. But the reality is most people do, right? We all do. But stop making it your main focus. Your main focus should be you knowing that you are living your life and that you are taking action that aligns with the life that you keep imagining. When you make that your focal point in your days, and it doesn't matter how little those actions are, because it's really hard in the beginning. In the beginning, you're not used to doing nothing outside of what you're used to doing just to, make ends meet, right? You're not used to doing all these little things. It feels weird. It feels uncomfortable. It doesn't feel like you because it's not you yet. But the only way that it becomes you is when you prioritize living, when you prioritize the processes, when you prioritize the experiences, these new actions, these new behaviors that are making you feel like you're living. instead of just showing up as a empty carcass, just trying to do everything to avoid death. Please prioritize actions and experiences. You need to learn how to create for yourself now and maneuver through in order to get that higher version of your life that you want so badly.